Namaste.
Namaste.
Happy World Heritage Day. My name is Amrita Pandya.
And my name is Param Pandya.
And we're here to give you some fun, surprising facts on a couple of heritage sites that you probably didn't know were actually very profound heritage sites with a lot of history and heritage behind it. So just to give a quick background about who I am, my name is Amrita Pandya. I'm born and raised in the USA. I'm Indian American, and I actually started a company called Bay Sanskriti back in 2019 with an aim to educate people all around the world about India's beautiful, rich, diverse heritage and culture. I met Param when I was in India a couple years ago, and then we ended up falling in love, getting married, and now we kind of live in India and in America. Jointly pursuing our mission of educating the world about India's lovely heritage and culture. We also do heritage tours. I'm also a choreographer as well as a Bharatanatyam dancer. So I also do heritage workshops and dance workshops here, promoting culture through dance, and we do many other things. And here is Param.
Yeah, so I am from Ahmedabad, Gujarat, India, and I am a heritage management professional, and I am doing heritage related tours in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, and as well as in the entire country, mainly in the Indian architecture, iconography, buildings, and of course Indian textiles. So here we are going to start the video.
Here we go. So what is World Heritage Day? Why do we celebrate it? What's a World Heritage Site? Can you elaborate?
Oh yes. So every year on April 18th, we celebrate World Heritage Day, and this is also known as the International Day for Monuments and Sites. And actually in 1982, by the General Assembly of UNESCO, it was started to celebrate on 18th of April, and ICOMOS, which is an advisory body to the UNESCO World Heritage, has started, and here we are going to talk about a few World Heritage sites which are in India, which are in the USA, as well as in Egypt, because we have recently been to Egypt, and kind of we fell in love with a few sites there. So we have picked six these sites, where like three sites are really very, very popular in the entire world, and there are three sites which might be not as popular as the other sites, but still they are World Heritage sites. So we are going to know more about that, why they are World Heritage sites and how it is decided. The UNESCO World Heritage Site. So there can be two types of World Heritage, UNESCO World Heritage. One under the cultural part, second under the natural part. There is another part called the mixed heritage, mixed property, which can have both the cultural part as well as the natural part. And in the world, there are many cultural sites, more cultural sites than the natural or the mixed sites. And to meet with to become the World Heritage Site, to be nominated as the World Heritage Site, like any site has to meet at least one criteria out of 10 criterias, and based on the OUV, which is the outstanding universal value, either for the city or for the site of the particular, like the site or the national park, or it can be any natural site or the cultural site, it has to meet at least one criteria. The outstanding universal value of the site has to meet at least one criteria out of 10 criterias, and 1 to 6, first 6 criterias are for the cultural sites, and the 7 to 10, these 4 criterias are for the natural sites. And if any site meets one each, or like more than one criteria from the each part, can be known as the mixed sites. So here we have picked Taj Mahal as the first site, and whenever somebody in the entire world, like whenever someone talks about India or thinks about India, like they will definitely mention about the Taj Mahal. And also many Hindi movies and many other Indian movies have also shown Taj Mahal as the identity of India, as well as it is also believed as the identity of love, which was built by the 5th Mughal ruler of Mughal India, Shah Jahan, in 1648 for his beloved wife called Mumtaz Mahal. And perhaps in 1631 or 32 the construction was started, and in 1648 it was completed, and the architect was Ustad Ahmad Lahori. And it is the perhaps one of the 7 wonders of the world, perhaps the most beautiful sight, and perhaps the most amazing symbol of love. It is a mausoleum, and what criteria it meets is criteria 1, which is the only criteria which is being met by Taj Mahal, and which is the Taj Mahal represents its finest architectural and artistic achievement through perfect harmony and craftsmanship. And this is located on the banks of river Yamuna. This is about Taj Mahal, which is a very beautiful site. A lover, a husband built in the memory of his wife, the queen, and it's a mausoleum. The second site which we are going to talk about is not so popular as Taj Mahal, but it is equally important for India, and it is much older than Taj Mahal, which is called Rani Ki Vav, or the Queen's Stepwell, which is located in a city of Patan, which is in Gujarat, and it's a wonderful site built in the 11th century. Again, it is a similar story like a queen in the memory of her late husband, king, built this stepwell. So it is more like a memorial for her husband, but it is not just a memorial. It is not just a simple like the structure, but it is the one of the most beautiful stepwells in the world. Not the biggest, but one of the biggest, one of the largest stepwells of the world. Because the Gujarat, if you say Gujarat, so Gujarat is located on the western part of India, which is more of a dry, semi-arid region, and water was always trouble, and it was more like a scarcity because most rivers are dry rivers in Gujarat. So it was very important to have underwater structures and the reservoirs and the wells and stepwells for the location. And this is the modern part, but like even if we go back to the Indus Valley civilization part, which was like perhaps 4,000 to 5,000 years back, and we have also found like the similar structures, not the decorated one and like what we see today, but like still the underground water tank and reservoirs were there during the Indus Valley civilization part. So Rani Ki Vav, or literally the Queen's Stepwell in Patan, which was declared as a World Heritage in 2014, very recently, 10 years back, and it is built with sandstone. It has 7 levels, and it is the most beautiful site. Rani Ki Vav is designed as an inverted temple, highlighting the sanctity of water. It is divided onto 7 levels and is 30-meter deep. More than 500 principal sculptures, and there are more than 1,000 minor ones, which combines religious, mythological, and secular images. And Rani Ki Vav is meeting with true criteria out of 6, because this is a cultural site. It meets with criteria 1 and criteria number 4. So criteria 1 is that this site illustrates an example of the artistic and technological height of stepwell tradition. And the criteria 4 is this illustrates the technological, architectural, and artistic mastery achieved at a stage of human development when water was predominantly resourced from the groundwater streams and reservoirs through excess of compound well. So the site which is not so popular, but yes, like if you see the new 100 rupee currency, which is the purple note, you can see the Rani Ki Vav there. But the thing is that both the sites, both are World Heritage, both are UNESCO World Heritage sites, both are equally important for the history of India. Both are built by the royal family members as the memory for the lover. One is the beauty which you can see, which is standing on the ground, which is Taj Mahal, and one is the amazing beauty which is underground. You just cannot see it from the outside. You have to go down, like you have to go down. There are about 150 steps. You have to go down and see the beauty, and you see this beautiful structure. So this is these two sites about India.
So now that we finished talking about India's World Heritage Sites, did you know that there's also some in USA? So the most famous one, which you probably already have guessed, is the Statue of Liberty. And it is based in New York, and it's something that, it's almost like an icon that, anyone who comes to America for the first time, anyone who comes to New York will always go and see the Statue of Liberty. It's a beautiful greenish structure in the middle of the water. It's very beautiful. And this actually meets 2 criteria to become a World Heritage Monument. So basically, the Statue of Liberty was declared a World Heritage Site in 1984. It was made in Paris and gifted to the USA from France on the centenary of American independence. It was inaugurated in 1886, and it is standing at the entrance to New York Harbor and has welcomed millions of immigrants to the USA ever since. So the first criteria that it passed is that colossal statue is a masterpiece of human spirit. It has brought the art and engineering in a very powerful way. And the second criteria that the Statue of Liberty has met is that it's criteria number 6. On the left hand of the statue is holding USA's Declaration of Independence, and this symbolic value is outstanding. The statue also endures as a highly potent symbol, inspiring contemplation and protest of ideas such as liberty, democracy, opportunity, and anything that the USA stands for in terms of freedom of thought and liberty and justice. But in USA, the second, of course there are many, but the second one that we have chosen to talk about in this video is actually one that I personally had never heard about. Of course, we've all heard of the Statue of Liberty, but the second one is actually a Native American structure. It's called a Taos Pueblo. It's been a World Heritage Site since 1992. It is situated in the valley of a small tributary of the Rio Grande. This adobe settlement, consisting of dwelling and ceremonial buildings, represents the culture of the Pueblo Indians or Native Americans of Arizona and New Mexico. This was established in the late 13th and early 14th century, and the Taos Pueblo has been continuously inhabited and is the largest of these pueblos that still exist, with its north and south houses rising to the heights of 5 stories. So now we know that in America, we have a few monuments that are very well known, and there's so many that are yet to be discovered. So stay tuned, and you'll definitely hear more about on our channel of World Heritage. And here we are to the next one, which is Egypt. So if you're a Bollywood buff like us, you would have most likely seen a couple of songs. I'm not going to name which ones they are. You probably know what they are, but that have pyramids in the songs. Pyramids and beautiful structures. You've probably seen them. So we actually had a chance recently to go to Egypt, and then we did some research afterward to understand, what are these pyramids, what are they for, so much of history and heritage in the entire civilization. So we did learn a couple things, and we're going to share that with you today because there's also a huge part of World Heritage. So here's Param with the initial information.
Yeah. Thank you. So we're talking about Egypt and the pyramids of Giza. And like when we think of Egypt, when we talk about Egypt, we always think about the pyramids, and we just imagine those like perfectly like triangle, the pyramid one, like what we see in the pictures, like 3 pyramids, and sometimes the Sphinx. But there are many other pyramids than the pyramids of Giza. And the other one, which is called Saqqara, which Amrita will talk about, and I'm gonna talk about the Great Pyramids of Giza. So the official name, like under the UNESCO World Heritage, is called the Memphis and its necropolis, the pyramid fields from Giza to Dahshur, and it was nominated as the UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1979. So the capital of Old Egypt, which was Memphis, had a kingdom, and it has some of the most extraordinary structures built around 4,000 to 5,000 years ago, and these structures are still standing. So this is one of the most amazing things one can see in the world. So the Giza pyramids are known as the Great Pyramids and are one of the 7 wonders of the world. And it is the pyramid which one can find anyone. It is the most popular one, just like how in India the most popular site is Taj Mahal. How in the USA the most popular site is the Statue of Liberty. In Egypt, especially about the pyramids, the most special one and the famous ones are the Giza pyramids. But there is one more type of pyramid, like which is even older than the Great Pyramids of Giza, which is Saqqara. But Amrita will talk more about it. So these pyramids are like meeting with 3 criteria under the cultural part. So out of 6, it meets with 3 criteria. Criteria number 1, 3, and 6. But it makes like it includes not only the Giza pyramid but also the pyramids at other parts, which is Saqqara and also in Dahshur. So for the Great Pyramids of Giza, it means with criteria number 1, which says the Great Pyramid of Giza's architectural design remains unparalleled, and The pyramid complex is very beautiful, and it also includes the Saqqara part, which says that the pyramid complex of Saqqara is the first ever monument stone ever built. So that is what it is. But during our recent visit to Egypt, we understood that this is not the only one, the pyramid. Like, that's what we thought, that these are the only pyramids, but then we realized that there are more than that. So here is Amrita about Saqqara pyramid, which is about half an hour from the Giza pyramids.
So as Param mentioned, the pyramids that you have most likely seen in many movies and everywhere are the perfectly triangle pyramids that are very proportionate, are the pyramids of Giza. But what you may not have seen are the pyramids of Saqqara, which basically are the lesser famous pyramids. And basically the most famous one there is called Step Pyramid. It's located in Saqqara, and it's about half an hour drive away from Giza. Adam has already mentioned how these pyramids have met with criteria number 1. So now I'm going to go over what criteria number 3 and 6 are. So the Saqqara pyramid is the oldest pyramid to be constructed with lime and limestone. Criteria number 6 is that Memphis is associated with the religious beliefs related to the god of necropolis, quote unquote PTAH. I don't want to say it wrong. It shows one of the most brilliant and long-lasting standing civilizations of the planet.
Wow.
So there you go. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. So we basically have outlined 3 structures, 3 heritage structures and monuments, which is the Taj Mahal, the Statue of Liberty, along with the pyramids of Giza, which are 3 very famous, well-known statues that are also World Heritage Sites, along with 3 lesser-known World Heritage Sites, which are the Rani Ki Vav, the pyramids of Saqqara, and
Taos Pueblo.
Yes. So hopefully you enjoyed our video. If you do, please give it a like and subscribe, and let us know in the comments. If you'd like us to do any more videos on anything else that is heritage related, please let us know. Namaste and happy World Heritage Day.